So Cardano ADA has surged over 20% following President Donald Trump's announcement regarding putting a pause on tariffs. And so the question is, where does that leave ADA? Now, as you guys know, I've been tracking 3 potential setups, and one of which is this WXY structure within the Y wave. And ADA has the possibility of reaching this region here between 36.95 cents to 41.84 cents. Now, during the time of recording in my previous video, which was around here, I talked about how ADA could potentially be within this X wave and a potential WXY structure is forming. And you can see that we ended up retracing within this region here, which is a 50% to 88.2% retracement of our W wave. And so if I use the fib retracement tool, we ended up reaching this region here, and we ended up seeing that bounce to the upside. Now, as for the Y wave typically retraces anywhere between 1 to 1.236 of the W wave. So as you can see, we have fallen short of that target, which sits at 65 to 68 cents. However, we have still met the minimum requirements, and so it's possible that the WXY structure is complete, and then we see it move to the downside. Now, the flip side to that could be that a bigger WXY structure is forming. Reason being, the X wave typically retraces anywhere between 50% to 88.2% of the W wave. So if I use the fib retracement tool, you can see that ADA has a potential to reach anywhere between 62.9 cents to, if I just zoom in, to 73.73 cents. And right now we have met that requirement, as you can see over here. But again, it's still possible that we go even higher. And that would be fairly bullish in the short term to mid-term, given that on Smart Money Concept, it's currently indicating that we have a strong high at 67 cents. And so if we were to push through that level, then of course that would be a bullish sign. And so it is possible that a bigger WXY structure is forming to complete the X wave. Now, the other scenario that I talked about that was potentially happening was a 5-wave move within a Y wave. And so for now, if I just remove this, and I talked about how ADA could potentially have a 5-wave move within the Y wave. And during the time of recording, I mentioned how ADA has the potential to reach this region here between 45.33 cents to 48.881 cents to complete the 5th wave. However, we ended up having that push to the upside to complete the 4th wave. And as you can see, the 4th wave ended up crossing the wave 1. And so as a result of that, this wave structure is incomplete and invalid. And so that then leaves us with 2 potential setups. And one of which, of course, is the WXY structure that I talked about. So if I bring that back. So one of which is this one here. And I might as well remove this one here. And the other potential setup would be a double bottom within the Y wave, where the Y wave essentially meets the same level as the W wave, like so. Now, in order for us to confirm that we are on a bullish run and that this wave structure is in play, then a key level that we need to be keeping an eye on is this level here at $1.17. Now, if ADA was to push through that level, then that would confirm that we are in this setup and we are now on a bullish run, and this correction that we were in is now complete, and we can track our wave 3. But as things stand at the moment, we are still on a rocky road, and we still need further confirmation on whether or not we are on a bullish run or on a bearish run. And like I mentioned, a potential bigger WXY structure is in play where it could potentially reach the upper target of this range at 73 cents. Or the flip side to that could be that this X wave is now complete and we see a move to the downside where ADA can then potentially reach this region here. Now, short term, we are bullish given the fact that the current price of ADA is sitting above the 50 EMA, and we are also finding support at the 200 EMA, which you can barely see. So what I'll do is I'll remove this for now. So you can see that the 200 EMA currently sits at 61.85 cents. and we are managing to find support at that level, so that's another bullish sign as things stand at the moment. And as for the stochastic RSI, we are reaching the oversold conditions, and so it is possible that the bulls gain that momentum and push the price of ADA towards that upper range that I talked about previously. Now, as for the 4-hour chart, you can see that the 200 DMA sits at 68.79 cents, and so it would be nice for ADA to actually retest that level. And you can see that on the stochastic RSI, we are overbought, and so it's possible that the bears gain momentum and push the price of ADA down, and a potential bigger WXY structure could also form where we then retest that 200 DMA once the X wave is complete. And you can also see that the X wave could potentially reach the fair value gap, sitting between 53 cents to 56 cents, and there is going to be some buying opportunity within this range if ADA reaches that range. You can also see that smart money concept is indicating that we have a weak low, and so we are still bearish as things stand at the moment, and again, there is a possibility that we reach this region here. And so, yeah, that's just my quick update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found this useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit the like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.